Unedited. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been a long week, I tell you, but yet it's the second day of the week, Tuesday. Appreciate y'all for tuning on in. Come on in. We'll have a talk. I want to hear some testimonies tonight. We hear so much stuff, what we ain't doing, what we should be doing, what we could be doing. But tonight, I want to hear some goodness of God, what God has done for you in your life and your family. That's what I want to talk about tonight. I tell you, tell me some good news. I tell you, we need to hear it, people. We need to hear it. We need to hear it. We definitely need to hear it. I tell you, it's live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. This is testimony night, and you get a chance to tell us how good God has been to you or your family. If He bless you with a new home, a house, or apartment, or car, or job, I want to hear it. I tell you, it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. I tell you, wonderful thing. Live, uncut, unedited. Wonderful thing. I tell you, new mercies and new grace for 2023. I believe that. The songwriter said, morning by morning. No, he said, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. My God, he said, new mercies. So every time we wake up and see another day is new mercies. Yesterday's grace cannot suffice for today's grace. God, give us new grace, new mercy. Real talk. New mercies. Testimony tonight. And I want to declare some goodness of God. Somebody need to call in and tell me some good stuff. I don't want to hear no bad news tonight. I just want to hear all good things tonight. I really want to hear. I need my spirits to be uplifted. I'm quite sure you want your spirit uplifted. And I tell you, it's the truth. Lois Ramsey, I see you, I see you. I see you, I see you. Cynthia McKinney, I see you, I see you, I see you. I tell you, new mercies I see. See, they don't want to hear this, but that's okay. They what they want to hear is what God allowing to come out through this platform. New mercies I see. I tell you. All right, good evening. Xavier Dakes, I see you. I see you. Listen, people, come on in and talk to me. Call in and just tell me some good news. Tell me that your daughter got straight A's. Tell me that you have not smoked a cigarette in 4 months. Tell me that you have not put no alcohol in your system in 12 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Tell me something good. Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you, Carmen Duncan. Thank you so much. Love Sabrina. Hey, what's going on? Live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. Come on in. And I want to have a testimony today. Testimony live, uncut, unedited. God has been good to me. So I think one of the scriptures said that He's slow to anger and plenty, and what it says, slow to anger and real gracious. I tell you, this is real, people. Come on in, come on in. I tell you. Andrea Pye Bland said, tell me something good. Tell me that you love me. That's right. That's right. I tell you, it's so much going on, so much hate in the land. So much hate in the land, people. So much hate in the land. But God is real. I tell you, I tell you, it's a blessing just to be up and just think you're not sleeping in a tent city. You're not homeless. They don't have an eviction notice on your door. You're not getting ready to get put out. Your bills are paid. You got food in the house. The baby's acting halfway right. Oh my God, that's a blessing. That is a blessing. I tell you, I declare God's goodness tonight. I just want to thank him for all the wonderful things that he has done and what he's going to do in 2023. Said, God, I'm going into 2023 with a new mindset. A new mindset. Without a new mindset, it's impossible to change. It's impossible. In the conscious world, we say, if you continue to do the same thing and expect different results, that's insanity. And that's what we say in the conscious world. I tell you, my goodness, why didn't the news cover the hit and run out south? I have no idea. You know, the news is shut out too of the frequencies. So it's Jesus save. All right. I have no idea. Come on in, people. Come on. Make sure you share the page. This is testimony night. I want to hear some testimonies. Declare God's goodness. Tell me something good. I need some encouragement tonight. I need to know how good God has been blessing you. Somebody come on and call in 872-297-6389. Again, 872-299-0808. Need you guys to call in. This is live, uncut, unedited. We want to talk about testimony tonight. No test, no testimony. Trust me. Some of us is going through the night. Some of us suffering from loss of a loved one. Some of us suffering because of illness in our bodies or our loved one is sick. Some of us, we're suffering because we don't have enough money to pay our rent or get something to eat or go to work. You just never know where we're suffering from. But I thank God. I tell you, God is real, people. And sometimes people, if you try this, what I said, you can write down things that everything that's going well that you can think of in your life, write that down. Instead of writing the things down that's not going right. Write everything that's going well in your life right now. Write it down. And I guarantee you, you'll be thankful and grateful. I tell you, you'll be thankful and grateful. Somebody said, Laura Sabrina said, my daughter has been getting her acceptance letters from majority of the schools she has been applying to. That is a blessing. That's a blessing. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Anytime when a black man or a black woman can educate themselves, not only education through the system, but educate themselves through history. And it will show them a lot of things. All right, people, come on in. This is live uncut, 872-299-0808. Come and call on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Willie Lump Lump. Willie Lee Lump Lump, what's going on? What's going on? Stephen, what's going on? It's good to be living in the land of the living. I remember I used to say, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I tell you, and be glad in it. Denise Blunt, I see you. How you doing? How you doing? I need somebody to call in for testimony. I got a caller. It's an anonymous caller, but go ahead, call if you want to talk. Go ahead. Caller, you want to talk? Miss Emma. All right. Oh, it's all right. Somebody said, what's up, Mike King, all the way from Arkansas. What's up, buddy? Come on, people, come on in. Thank you, Brother Nate. Jules Smith. Somebody come on, call in, tell about the goodness of God. Tell me how good God has been to you. Tell me if he woke you up this morning. Tell me if he allowed you to be in your right mind. Tell me that he allowed you to feed yourself. Tell me he allowed you to be independent of somebody helping you changing your diaper or something, or helping you get up out the bed. Tell me how good God has been to you. Terry Brown, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Tell me how good God has been to you. Tell me how good God has been to you. Somebody, Jules Smith said, God is my everything. I tell you, I got a caller calling in now, 6696 calling in. I got another caller coming, 3248. Tell me about the goodness of God. That's all I want to know. Tell me some good news. That's what I want to know. Tell me how good God has been. Come on, caller, 6696. Come on, tell me how good God has been to you. Give me a testimony. Give me a word. Come on, caller.
I just want to say this. God is so good, y'all. I was in the hospital Friday night, and God told me at 6:30, you going home. I was out there in Harvey, y'all, in the hospital for 5 days. But God said, you going home Friday at 6:30. My son-in-law came and got me, y'all. I was so happy. I thank God that I was able to make it to church Sunday for Reverend Meek's celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed every bit of it. And it was wonderful. And I just thank God. Y'all just keep thanking God. God is good. God is good. He is a good God. Y'all just don't know. He is an awesome God. And I just want y'all to just know I love all y'all on this line. And y'all just keep praying for Chicago, because you know what? We're going to get everything we want. But just keep praying and have that faith. I love y'all. God bless.
God bless you. All right. 3248. Come on with it. 3248. Tell me how good God has been to you. Come on.
Good evening, Martin.
Oh, that's Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Hey, Roosevelt, go ahead. Let me hear about the goodness of God.
Yes, I would have to say, not only in this year, but I have to say other years. Well, let's just say all down through the years, because I know when I was in the Sanctified Church, we always used to sing a song called "Down Through the Years."
Mm-hmm.
God has been good to me, and throughout my trials and tribulations, and I feel that God has been good to me. You know how you and I, met.
Yes.
And, even, through that situation, which is a situation that happened to me that was very bad, that I talked about like the other night here on your show, how we ended up meeting. Through that situation, I feel that, being involved in activism and all this stuff, introduced me to a whole lot of very, very good people. And I have to say, for me being on YouTube close to 10 years, I think that seeing you first on Facebook, I think that you, along with a couple of others, were my main inspiration for doing whatever it is that I do. And for, that, I, thank you so very much for always being good and always being the person that you are. And, even for God, blessing me, because shortly before I met you, I was in a nursing home learning how to walk again. But,
wow.
I'm good and everything now. So, I'm fine. Everything is good. And I think all of us here in the city of Chicago, despite all the craziness or whatever, I believe that we're going to be okay through the help of God. We're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Roosevelt, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you was in a nursing home. You had to learn how to walk. And then I knew you never shared it. That's a blessing, brother. That's a blessing.
Oh, yeah. I was in a nursing home for like a month and a half and everything, because I had to learn how to walk again, because I had like a little incident. I had like an infection in my leg, and they caught it very late, and the infection almost through the top bone in my leg. And they said that if they hadn't caught it when they did, I probably would have needed a hip replacement. So they caught it, they cleaned it out, And of course, in the nursing home and the rehabilitation, you have to learn how to like walk again and everything. So I was in a wheelchair and everything for a while. And then, they teach how to walk on a quad cane and then a regular cane. But then, eventually, you're able to like just go on your own again. And that was my second time learning how to walk again. I had to learn it the first time in '08 or in '08 after I fell down the stairs in my place and everything. Because, some people think, at least I thought then, that, sometimes, if you break a leg or something, that once they take the cast off, you're able to walk normally. No, that is not true. I had to learn how to, go to rehab to be able to get rid of the limp I had at the time. So actually, I've had to learn twice. So it's okay. It's everything is going to be fine. And I'm always glad to see you out here. And sooner or later, I need somebody also to help. I'm also praying for somebody to come and help me because I notice now that on my YouTube account, I possibly have YouTube Live. And I called myself trying to do a live video the other night. It wasn't working right. So I don't know if I need some help or what.
Okay.
But, hope and pray that, God gives me some knowledge or send somebody along with the knowledge to help me because, I do want to do bigger and better things with my
Yes.
YouTube channel on this year. And I'm
Yes.
hoping better and bigger things for you and your platform on this year in 23.
Listen, I received that, Brother Roselle. Let me just tell you something. I've started this talk show like last year in November, year before last, and it's been about a year now, and it's
I
working.
remember.
And I just thank God because I can interact with a lot of people that I probably would never in life ever would speak to, never lay eyes across, but we have become friends and family and stuff like that. And like I told the people out there, if it wasn't for you guys sharing, watching, and liking the videos, I wouldn't be where I am today on YouTube, Facebook, and none of these social media platforms. And I appreciate it. It's a blessing. I didn't sign up for this, Brother Roosevelt, but God bless me. He's seen my heart. I opened myself up. It's a song we used to sing in church, Lord, I'm available. And that's what I am. I'm available, Roosevelt. And I want God to use me to the highest. At the same time, while He using me, I don't want to take advantage of nobody. I don't never want to take advantage of nobody. I've always want to do right by people because my heart is
You
full.
always have.
Yeah, for the people. Yeah, for the people. It's a blessing. And I
You always
appreciate.
have as long as I know you. That's all you used to say is always for the people. You always never took complete credit for yourself. It was always about the people. That's what you would always say, even back in the day, years ago when I first met you.
That was about the people. I got another call. Hold on, Roosevelt. All right. 3654. Testimony tonight. I want to hear something good.
Robert.
Oh, Robert. Come on, Robert. Talk to me.
This me, Robert.
All right. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I just want to thank God that I finally made it back home. We had a 22-hour drive from Florida. 22. I mean, I don't do planes. We had to just spend time with the family. Family felt, my family felt that we needed to take a family vacation. We was out there for a week, just fellowshipping. My cousin, that's a pastor, I decided to join his church. The church that I was at, I couldn't really do it no more. So I just basically joined my cousin's church. And my cousin, he preaches worldwide. And I think my cousin, my cousin said that, he don't put down pastors, but he was saying that when he watched TV, he hear about the amounts of offerings that's coming in. And my cousin, he just bought a church, and it's a young church. So what he do, he get the young people and let them play basketball in the gym.
Okay.
And I'm just thankful just to be on his team in 2023.
That's a blessing. So God brought you safe all the way from Florida back here, back home, safe and sound. No bones breaking, no bones broken, and nothing like that. Thank God. No accidents. Thank God. That's a blessing.
Thank God.
That's
No
a blessing.
carjacking.
No carjacking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, people.
Made it safe and sound.
Let me just say this on that. If you can leave your house every day and you're driving and nothing happens to you, that's a blessing, because there are people out here just like you get up and go to work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or the graveyard shift. It's people out here that's ready and willing to commit crime. That's their lifestyle. They don't want to change. They are what you call
and they be
career
lurking too.
career career criminal. But thank God, God spared you.
Mm-hmm.
He kept his angels all around you, all around you.
That's
When
right.
somebody thought about carjacking you, God said, not her, not him. That belonged to me. When somebody thought about breaking in your house, God said, not this house. The blood is over the doorpost. I tell you, people, it's real. When that boss thought about firing you on your job, and God said, not going to happen. Not going to happen. You can write him or her up, but you're not going to fire him. You're not going to terminate him. I place him on this job.
Mm-hmm.
And when I place something, when God opened up a door, can't no man close. And when God opened up a door,
that's right,
can no man close it. And when he opened it up, can't no man close it. And if he shut it, can't no man open it up. I say that too. It's a blessing. I need to hear some more good testimonies, people.
Mm-hmm.
Some good testimonies. Roosevelt here gave us 2 wonderful testimonies. He said he had to learn how to walk twice. Didn't even know that about Roosevelt. I tell you, that's a blessing, Roosevelt. The songwriter said, "New mercies." Go ahead, Roosevelt.
Well, thanks a whole lot and everything, for that, because I think I give all glory and honor to God, because I know some people didn't come out of some situations, because as much as some of us, because I think that we all do it, or maybe all guilty of it, complain about like some of our situations, because sometimes whenever you're in something, you just be thinking, oh God, your situation, or you'd be like, saying, oh, poor me, my situation is the absolute worst. But it's always somebody out there who has a worse situation even than you might have.
And I agree with that. I agree with that, Roosevelt. Roosevelt, can you think of 5 things that you happy about yourself, what God has done for you? Can you think of 5 things? Good things.
Well, first and foremost, no, that's good things, definitely. First and foremost, just thank God mostly just for life. Because you couldn't think of the other, you asked for 5 things. I mean, you couldn't think of the other 4 if you just didn't have that. Because so many people who I know who I've come along and everything, even with or something, or, could be locked up or could be, even dead and everything now, something. But me, I'm still out here. Another thing is, I thank God for being, I'm not as known for it as he is. And I don't do it on a wide scale like he does, but I'm also a professional photographer, just like Marcus. So I thank God for being able to be legally blind and slightly deaf and still do pictures. I mean, of course, I wish that my business would grow a little bit more, but I thank God even for that talent. I thank God for being able to, who took me through high school and taught me like video editing, because I was a student in radio, TV broadcasting who learned editing and all of that stuff, to where I can get on, YouTube and have my own show. And, it's like a one-man show. I do my own camera work, my own lighting and my own editing and do everything myself. I thank God for even, my family, for my, godchildren being as well with them as what they are, for my parents and younger brother for things being as well with them as what it is that it is. And thank God for being able to talk about some of these things and share some of these things, because whatever I might share, small or insignificant as some of us might think that it is, you never know. It could be a great encouragement to other people who might happen to hear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Robert, give me about 5 things that you... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I thank Roosevelt for that, because that's how I learned the camera. I learned the camera from you and Marcus. Roosevelt, I actually bought a camera from Marcus Roosevelt, and Marcus showed me how to take those, take the photos of the lakefront and all of that. So, and Marcus told me, That's a gift that I got that can't nobody take.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 things, I just want to thank God. I want to thank God for my health. That's number one. I want to thank God I'm not in the hospital. And most of all, I thank God I never caught COVID. Never caught it. When the COVID hit, I never caught it.
That's a blessing.
And I think number four, I just thank God that I have a job, because some people don't have a job. And number 5, thank God that I have a house that I could come home without it being broken into. Even though we had some storms last year, a storm didn't damage the house. I just thank God for really just moving me out here to Wheaton. I've been out here in Wheaton for a year. I lived at Hyde Park. I moved out of Hyde Park November 21st, 2021. When that university student got killed, I felt it was time to move.
Well, I want to thank God for
I like it out here in DuPage.
Beautiful. Let me thank God for my 5 things. First of all, on the top of my list, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning. As the church folks, clothed in my right mind, all my ligaments working. Thank God. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to thank God for health and strength. Health and strength. I tell you, without it, get sick and see what condition you be in. Thank God for good health. Number 3, I want to thank God that I'm not homeless. Thank God that eviction notice is not on the door, or no 5-day notice or nothing like that. I want to thank God for that. Number 4, I want to thank God for my family, my immediate family, my Facebook family. Thank God for you guys. I don't take nothing for granted. Number 5, I want to thank God for I was out all day. No danger, no car trouble or nothing. Just thank God for the simplest things, for being safe. Thank God for keeping me from dangerous seen as well as unseen. And I'm here talking to you right now. Thank God every tool that I needed to make this broadcast possible, God granted to me. And we're not on an iPhone 12, 11, or 12, or 13. We're on a real camera, real lens, real computer, real board. Thank God. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. I remember last year around this time, back in December of last year before last, I was using my cell phone. But now I'm able to sit on, got my studio, my backdrop. Just thank God for everything. My beautiful mics, which are expensive. Just thank Him. I'm just thanking Him. I tell you. And I thank God for nothing, for my humility. I'm very humble. I'm not proud. I'm not boastful. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I just thank God that I can love on people and show them love in the day and time that we're in, and support families that's in need. And, if they suffering from gunshot violence, wherever it may be, thank God that He's able me to become a servant, to serve the community, not the community serving me. See, a lot of activists, they got it backwards. We're supposed to serve the community, and the community don't supposed to serve us, in that order. That's me, people. I just want to hear some good things. I want to be encouraged tonight. There's so much going on. My friend, she lost her son. Hey, it's going through. So hey, it can happen, people. And if you on this live right now, and if you got some children and they came home today without being hurt and harmed, you ought to thank God every time when your children leave that door and able to come back unhurt, unharmed. Thank God, be grateful, because you don't want that feeling losing a loved one to gunshot violence. And I don't even know, but I've seen a lot of parents crying. I tell you, so people, love on your people, because some of us, we will not be able to say goodbye to our loved ones. Our last conversation might be the way we want it, but that may be the last conversation. The last time we may lay eyes on each other, that may be it. Because once we leave this world, Job described it right. He said, naked I came and naked shall I leave. So all these worldly possessions that we own, people, and there's nothing wrong with them, but we can't take them with us. Can't take them with us. Can't take them, Brother Roosevelt. Brother Robert, we cannot take them with us. And I'm going to go a little further than that, Roosevelt. We can't even take this shell that we're living in, our spirit and soul living in right now. We won't take this with us. It'll go, as you know, you've heard that saying, it says ashes to ashes and dust to dust. And we're going to return unto the dust whence we come. So I know this sounds like a church service, but that's okay. Somebody needs some encouraging words tonight. Somebody need something that's going to give them a boost. Somebody might be under the spirit of suicide. Somebody might be under the spirit of, hey, I just want to end it all. Somebody might be on this going through a bad marriage. Somebody might be going through an eviction or anything. Somebody might be right now as we speak, might get ready to go out there, want to shoot and kill somebody. But they listened to this broadcast, made them change their mind. Somebody might want to pick up some drugs tonight. But by them watching and listening, and us testifying, talking about the goodness of God, they decide not to drink no alcohol tonight and take no pills. That's a blessing, people. They don't want to hear this story, but it's real, people. It's real. All right, Roosevelt, I talk enough. Go ahead, Robert. Y'all want to say anything? If not, we're going to end it. I just wanted to just talk about God's goodness testimony. He's been good to me, brother. I tell you, don't have a lot of money in the bank. Everything ain't going my way, but I still thank God for to be living in the land of the living. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I just thank God that thank God for your I thank God that, for your show, how you just educate the community each and every day, because we all need to we learn from each other, as my cousin would say, because we all need to be educated and concerned about what's going on.
That's right.
For somebody, for somebody, for somebody to just be negative and say, why is he out there? It's a reason why. Because we're concerned women need to be protected on a daily basis. Women shouldn't be walking down the street dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, your platform is about just especially uplifting the community, being concerned, even with these businesses that's in the Black community, how they treat us, like nail salons and things like that.
Okay.
And you definitely did a doggone good job.
Mm-hmm. Thank God, by God's grace, no goodness of my own.
And I have to second that. I'd have to second that as well as what Robert said. I feel that you always did a good job in trying to bring the community together. And yes, I mean, I know I don't know if you saw it or whatever yet, but I sent you a couple of inbox messages on Facebook.
Okay.
Because I still not going to go into detail about it, but I still would love to have that conversation. Because I'm also and hopefully in 23. That I can grow as a person, because I'm also trying to learn and trying to heal, because I think that you have a good deal of things to say. So I still would love a conversation to happen. I've sent you details in your inbox or whatever. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm going to look at it, Roosevelt. I've seen it, but I didn't get a chance to examine it, but I'll open it up.
Right. I know you get so many. But I mean, I would like 23 to be a great year, a year of healing and understanding, at least like much more like even in my life. And thank God for despite what happened, because I'm pretty sure if whatever happened didn't happen to me, there's no kind of way I don't think I would be out and protesting. There's no way I ever would have got a chance to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, I feel that, bad situations could sometimes happen to steer people or to steer, into meeting good people.
That's correct.
Because I don't believe I ever would have met you if I never ever went to a protest before.
Yeah. I tell you.
I mean, look at us some years later. I mean,
Because when I started going to protest, Brother Roosevelt, I didn't know nobody. I just wanted to get involved. And the scripture tells us, he that want friends must make himself friendly, present himself friendly. And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I came with a humble spirit, and I didn't know people from a can of paint, but I made myself friendly. As more protests I was involved in, we started seeing the same familiar faces, and we got acquainted with one another. And here I am today. Thank God I'm able to reach a lot of people, help a lot of people. Now I'm gonna tell you, people, I can't help everybody, just one of me. That's all. I try to reach, do what I can. I do have a private life that I live. I have to pay bills, have to work, and things like that. Thank you guys for those that give me donations.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. But I wish I could just save the whole world, but it's not my job to save the world. I just do what I can with the little strength that I have, you know, help people, help different families. I think for people, they contact me to help them out with their loved one and things like that. And I do what I can because I know it's very stressful when you waiting on the investigators to come and you call and he in the meeting, she on vacation, leave a message. It's frustrating, you know. And when I try to explain to the black community how we're not treated equally and fairly, here you go, Martin. You always talk about this stuff, but then when it happened to you or your loved one, you come right back and say, Martin, you was right. I understood now. Some things you you just have to hold close to you and say, you know what? I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm gonna consider this information. I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna observe because we're not living in a great place, people. We're living in the evil world where a lot of people got it out for this skin color, but we have to stand strong. We have to love on ourselves. We have to show love toward one another, people. We need love, people. Our children need to be hugged. They need to be known that their parents love them. They don't need that PlayStation 5. They don't need that MacBook Pro. They don't need that Apple computer, that Apple Watch, those Michael Jordans, that long weave hair. They need love, affection, tender care, and love, people. That's what they need. I tell you. So
So
I
many of our children aren't getting that, and I just hope that that will change, this year.
mm-hmm. Yeah. The change starts with us, Roosevelt. It
Hmm.
starts with us. Yeah. But I just want to thank y'all for everything. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I'm still like, I'm just stuck, people, right now. I wouldn't say I'm in a dark place, but I'm going through, I'm under the burden with somebody, friend, they're going through. So I'm trying to be there supportive the best way I can, you know, um, appreciate all those
But are
of you.
you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm just tired because I've been working overtime. You
Because
know,
sometimes I feel also too, we have to ask that question because anytime I see you, one thing is, anytime I saw you, I don't know how you always feeling on the inside or whatever. Because, I don't live with you or nothing. I'm not a part of your life or don't see you every single day. But anytime I've seen you at a protest, or even seen you here online, I've never ever seen you mad or sad or angry. And every single time I always have seen you, you've always been like in a good mood and always smiling and everything. But so sometimes we always have to ask if people like yourselves are going through like how you feel and sometimes check on you because some people always say, that smile could be just a facade because some people they could smile but they could be falling apart on the inside because I feel that you do so much and you've given so much of yourself. And let's just say, even though you're not a minister, I'm not going
mm,
to put that on you, but it's almost like if I can use this kind of example, you spend so much time pouring out to people and ministering that sometimes you get tired and you don't have enough time for anyone to ever minister to you, if that makes any sense.
mhm. Oh, Crystal Salter said, my name is Crystal Salter. I am grateful, recovering addict. I was addicted to drugs for 12 years. I got pregnant in my
Hmm.
addiction 4 years ago by a trick. I don't even know her father. The one thing I do know is that I am grateful today to celebrate 4 years. That's a wonderful thing, sister. You're honest with yourself. And when you're honest, God can use you. He can use you. Yeah, we can use you. So it is. Yeah, that's a blessing. So that's a testimony. We need to hear that. That's very encouraging. Some young lady need to hear that. Some older woman need to hear that. Some person that's fighting their addiction, drug addiction, need to hear that. This is a wonderful live to me. I appreciate you guys coming on. It's wonderful because we need to hear it, people. Listen, I love being black. I tell you all the time, I have no regrets. If I can die and come back here on Mother Earth again, I'll come back in the same shade, the same color, through the same family. I tell you, I don't have to be born with riches and nothing like that. I ask God always give me health and strength. You don't have to pray for money, but if God can give you health and strength and know how to get it, you can do it. You can do it. I tell you. It's live, uncut, unedited. Terry Brown, I'd like to shake your hand today. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I tell you. Somebody said I tried calling. You can call 872 299 0808. 872 299 0808. You can call in 872 299 0808. Real easy. All right. This is live, uncut, unedited. I tell you, people, God chooses Roosevelt and Robert, ordinary people, to do extraordinary things. All you have to be is available and willing to go. We got a new caller calling in. I said, use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. Use me. I tell you. All right, caller 309. Come on. Talk to me.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, I'm blessed. I'm happy to be living in the land of the living. How you doing? Go ahead.
That's good. My name is Pamela. I've been watching you for a couple of years now. I just want to say that I am thankful for the second chance in life that God has given me. I was shot 3 years ago in my stomach, and I'm still here, and I'm just thankful that I got a second chance in life and still here with my kids, and just very grateful.
That's a blessing. Got shot in the stomach. Say, I'm still here. I tell you, ain't God good?
Yes, sir.
Ain't he good? He's so wonderful.
Yes, he is.
He spared your life so you can come home and be a mama to your children, be a blessing to them. That's a wonderful thing, I tell you. And I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know why they ain't calling in and talk about the goodness of God. They always complain about bad things, but talk about some good things, what God has done for you. Let us hear some good news.
Amen.
Some good news. We don't want to hear about nobody got shot today. We want to hear about some good news. If you got shot, tell me about your recovery, that you're still here to talk about it. The brother said he had to learn how to walk twice. Twice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful I'm still here to be a mother to my kids, and
How long were you in
PTSD is real, and I actually was in the hospital for 7 days, and I was released on my 27th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a bittersweet moment. Like, yes, it was.
Did your life, when you got shot, when you got shot, did your life flash before you all your whole life?
No. Honestly, I was awake the whole time, but I just prayed to God that I was just praying the whole time. I remember the ambulance telling me, just keep your eyes open. I told them, right now, I'm praying to my God. I hear everything that y'all saying, but I just want to make sure that my God hear what I'm saying. And I'm praying to him. So.
That's a blessing.
Yes.
That's good to hear, my dear sister. That's a blessing. You got small children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. At the time, my kids were 2 and 4 years old. And then, like literally, July was a crazy month. I ended up having the bullet removed. Well, I ended up getting pregnant in July. Finding out I was pregnant in July. So when I was 8 months pregnant, I just got the bullet removed out of my stomach.
Okay. Hold on, young lady.
So I'm a mother at 3 now.
Okay, wonderful. 7708. Testimony. Come on, brother, sister. I believe that's a brother. I know that number.
Oh, I was just listening to the young lady. I got something to say though.
Come on with it.
If she's done.
Come on with it.
So we giving testimonies tonight?
Yes, testimony tonight. That's what we're doing. We don't want to hear no bad news. The bad news that we want to hear, if you got shot, tell us you got recovered. That's what the sister told me. She said, I got shot in the stomach, and I thank God I'm still here to be a mother to my babies. And that was a blessing. Come on with it, brother.
Well, I'm gonna speak on something. I need to flow for a second. I ain't gonna take too long.
Okay, go ahead.
For a second. But,
I got some patience. Go ahead.
So I had a good brother of mine, a good brother from another mother. I met him like around 1997. We connected and we was inseparable. Used to hang out, smoke weed. This was like my brother. Anytime you see him, you see me, and vice versa. At a certain point in his life, he decided to graduate to other drugs other than weed. And I would hear rumors about him, but I didn't want to believe it. You know what I mean? One day, after actually I had stopped smoking weed, and one day we connected because we kept him doing other stuff, kind of created some distance between us. So we went from being inseparable to kind of doing different things in life. And so one day he said he wanted some weed. And I told him, look, I got some weed on me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, no, I don't want that. I want to go to the weed spot. He said, echo.
You got to turn your Facebook down.
He said, no, I don't want that. I want to go to the weed.
Somebody got their Facebook playing. Somebody got to turn their Facebook off. That new caller. Hold on. I know who that is. 2465. Put your phone on mute. I know you here. 2465. Please put your phone on mute. I'll be with you next. Okay, go ahead, my brother.
So anyway, he was asking, he wanted to buy some weed, according to him. I said, well, I got some weed. He said, well, no, I want to go to the weed spot. So we go to the weed spot. I know this is a dope spot. This ain't no weed spot. And so we go there anyway. He go out there and get the stuff. He come back. I said, well, did you get it? He said, yeah. I said, well, show it to me. He's like, no, I ain't get it. And I knew then that he was venturing off into an area that I didn't want to go with him. So some years passed, and he moved, and we kept in contact, but we just really we weren't as close as we used to be. And one day I got a call from his mother, and his mom talked to me for about an hour on the phone. And I thought that crossed my mind that something had happened to him, because her and I ain't never talked like this. And I asked her, like, is he cool? What's going on with him? And she like, well, he passed away. And he had passed away that May of 2006. January 2006, but I didn't get the message until May of 2006. And what was happening during that time with me, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't working. I had thought about selling drugs again. I had thought about hustling again. And I had given myself 2 weeks. And I said, if don't nothing happen after these 2 weeks, I'm going to start hustling again. And at the end of that 2 weeks to the day is when his mom called me. And I felt like I got that message at the right time. Even though he had passed months before, he had passed that January, I got the message in May when I needed to get it. Because my life is going to take a drastic change. And And so basically what I'm saying is his death gave me a new lease on life. And hearing that he passed away made me want to recommit myself to myself. At that particular time, I had only had a high school diploma. I had went back out to a different state to attend college, and my mission was to only get my associate's degree. But I stayed out there and I met my daughter's mom, and I ended up staying to get my bachelor's, and then I came back to the city and got my master's. But it all kind of began from his death and getting that message from his mother. You know what I mean? And so sometimes death can wake us up in many ways. And my friend, my good brother Adam, his life and our times that we spent together gave me a new lease on life. And it's strange that things happen that way, but after he passed, it's like there's no way I can waste the rest of my life not doing nothing. After seeing him and what he went through, you know, and ultimately what ended up happening, he had a drug overdose. You know, so I just recommitted myself to me, and like I said, his death really sparked something in me. And to this day, every year, I meet up with his mother on July 4th, and we talk almost monthly. I check in with her. And we had no relationship when he was living. And since he's passed, I connected with the whole family and embraced them all. So, you know, I don't know where I would be had he not passed away.
What a blessing. All right, hold on, my brother. 2465. 2465. Come on, caller. Turn down your Facebook.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello. Can you hear? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad to be living in the land of the living.
I know that's right. Praise God. And I have so many things that I can say. We'll be on here all night for how many times God has blessed me. Because, you know, when God has a calling on your life, the enemy is always trying to step in and break up those blessings. So I can go back to when I was as young as 10 years old. We all had to take medication because one of my sisters had tuberculosis. So, you know, in those days, like back in the 60s, everybody had to take medicine for that she had been in contact with. So I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old. Maybe, no, I was younger, probably about 9 or 10. And in my mind, I wanted to take all the pills because I got tired of taking them day by day. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get it over with. So I took a handful of pills so I wouldn't have to take them every day. And sitting up there watching television with my mom and my dad and a couple of my siblings, and all of a sudden I just went blind. And my mother was always a praying woman. So that was number one that I can remember, how God blessed me when she started praying and my sight come back, you know. But I wasn't, you know, trying to do anything out of the way. I just got tired of taking the pills every day. So, you know, I'm a kid. I wanted to take them all and get it over with. That was one blessing. I guess in my early, maybe 30s or late 20s, the enemy wanted to get me again. I want to experiment and do some drugs. I was on drugs for a number of years. I'm 25 years clean. That's another blessing.
That's a blessing.
God woke me up this morning. He wakes me up every morning in my right mind. And I tell the devil, you can't have my joy. So I've never been a depressed type person. So God has blessed me like that to wake up every day. God, I have a sister that has had 4 aneurysms. God bless her. She just made 71 on the 8th of January. That's another blessing. I am going in to have surgery tomorrow. I've lost sight in my right eye. I know God is going to take that wheel because I didn't ask him. You know, you have not because you ask not.
That's right.
So that's another blessing. I said I can go on and on. I used to be a smoker. I'm about 25 years free of that. That's another blessing.
Yes, it is.
I am not saying, and to listen to different things that you do to say and encourage people, that is another blessing. You know, I just really enjoy you. I thank you. I can see that you are a child of God.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just a blessing. You know, I mean,
you gets no victory here, the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He gets no victory, no matter how hard he tries. I keep my head up and I thank God because I know whatever we go through, like he tells us, we're going to have trials and tribulations, but we're going to soar with wings like eagle if we faint not.
That's
So
it.
I thank God. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God for you. And I just ask that you continue to do what you're doing because God is blessing you. And I thank God for you.
Yes, you know, I want to say something. I thank you. I appreciate that. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I get in my mind, I'm like, you know what, I ain't gonna do this no more, you know. And somebody come right along and say, man, you're doing a good job. You're doing a great job. I'm praying for you. So all that helps. Trust me, people. And y'all know I ain't no here begging nobody. And I ain't trying to swindle nobody, none of that. It ain't about none of that. You know, those of you who know me personally know I do work, I hustle. Y'all know that. But I just thank God for you guys because when I meet some of you guys in the public, and it just, y'all show me love. You wave at me and say, hey, man, I watch your videos. I appreciate you. And it helps me. They give me more strength. You know, it give me more strength. Sometimes when you out here serving people, you ask yourself, am I wasting my time? Are they getting what I'm trying to give them? You know, so I'm giving myself. I'm the product. God allowing me, he using me, but I'm giving myself. You know, I make sacrifices to do what I do. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy.
Amen.
I mean, you have folks
and I can see that.
One day people praise you, next day they sticking the knife in your back. I might not literally, but you know, in your back. You know, and some folks I've helped, I blessed. They didn't got on their feet. They don't know you now. They didn't, you know, the head up is high in the air, but that's okay. I did it from the heart. And I was glad that I was able to help them. And I didn't need no help. So thank God for that, you know. And I always tell people.
You know, God tell us to give.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't mind giving.
Well, he tell us to give, not expecting anything back.
That's right. That's right. That's a true giver right there. That's a true giver. Don't give nothing because you know the person give you something back. That's not giving at all. That is not giving. I always talk about it. And it's a blessing to, you know, come before you guys. And, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm learning. And I asked God, I said, God, help me to be a man of my word. A man of my word. I want to know when you guys call upon me that I'm going to do what's right by you. I'm not going to take advantage of the situation. I'm not going to swindle nobody. You know, some folks use you as a springboard to get where they're trying to get. And once they get up there, they don't know you no more. We've seen it so much with politicians, how they come down, they lecture slide with us. They come to our churches. They come to our block parties and stuff like this. They throw job fairs in the community. But once they get that position, you don't hear from them no more. You got to go through their secretary to have a meeting with them. We've seen that old familiar over and over and over. Broken promises. Shouldn't that tell us something? That the politicians are not going to solve our problems. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And we have to continue as a race of people. Now, if I'm eating, I want my people to eat too. I don't want to just be eating lobster and steak and y'all eating oodles and noodles. I want all of us to eat. Don't just feed me on Thanksgiving and Christmas because you feeling all guilty because you took me through hell all year long. And that's what a lot of people do. You done raise hell all year long. Now, all of a sudden around Thanksgiving time, you want to be nice and generous in Christmas time. Then when Christmas is over, back to the program as usual. Raising hell. Having people lose their job. Talking about people. Doing people wrong. This thing is real. I think I got another caller too. Hey,
yes,
caller.
It is.
248. Where you calling from, caller?
Hey, good night. Ted. I'm calling from Michigan.
Okay, come on. Tell us something good. To give us a testimony. This testimony night.
Well, I am originally from Jamaica, you know.
All right, you're Yachty, huh?
I live in Michigan, and
you're Yachty. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
man, and I really love what you are doing, and I wish I was there to help because let me tell you something, you know.
in Jamaica, I know that you guys know when they come to Jamaica, they act like they're with us
Uh-huh.
because we Jamaicans is not gonna go for that.
Right.
So when I was in Jamaica, I didn't know racism because when they come there, they treat us so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because we Jamaicans, once again, we don't go for that. See, Jamaican men and women, we're very strong.
Yes.
So I am encouraging every sisters and brothers, stand up for your rights and do not support them. As you say, we have to learn to do our own nails if it's that serious. Me personally, I don't get my nails done anymore because
Right.
when I used to go, they rub it down so much that it breaks my real nails and makes it brittle.
Right.
So I had to went within and find peace with myself and love
Yes.
myself
Thank
and
you.
to know that I don't need all the artificial crap on my body.
Thank you.
And then I'm also was taking my hard-earned money and give to them while them and their family is living wealthy and we're still being oppressed.
Yes. That's so true.
So my sisters, y'all don't need all that nails and all that stuff. We're naturally beautiful. We don't need to take our hard-earned money to give to some other nations to look good. That don't even make sense. And then on top of that, I don't want to abuse us. That don't make sense. So enough respect, brother, and enough respect to your team. Black blood clot power. Yes,
Like
black
power.
I
That's
love
right.
my people, man. Love my people. Jamaican all the way. Enough respect.
That's right.
Yeah,
Enough
man. I mean
respect.
and Mickey. Big up yourself.
One blood, one blood, one
Respect.
blood.
All right.
One blood, one love,
Yeah,
one
man.
blood.
One love, one love.
Love. So people, I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
that.
All right.
We appreciate that testimony, a beautiful testimony. People, she said, fall in love with yourself. You come to know yourself. And I'm going to tell you, the real you is when you come out the shower with nothing on. That's the real you when you look in the mirror. Trust me. The part that you show us is made up. But the real you, come on, your presence is when you get out the shower, get ready to get in the bathtub or get out the shower. That's the real you. And listen, people, and the dear sister said it so eloquently. Why give others, make them wealthy and their families? And we are oppressed. Why? She was right. That is right. You have to fall in love with yourself, people. You don't need these things. You don't need these things to make you beautiful, to feel you beautiful. And I'm not against a woman pampering herself. But if these things have to make us feel a certain way, we don't need them. We don't need them. We have to know that we're confident whatever God blessed us to have with, that's what he blessed us to have, and we ought to be satisfied with that. Trust me. No more self-hate. No more being ignorant of Satan's devices. Trust me. And those of you that go get your nails done and your lashes done through a foreign-owned company, I want to ask you a question, and we're still testifying. Have they ever supported a business of yours? Have you ever seen them in a black business? Have they ever invited you to a wedding? Have they ever invited you into a gender reveal, a baby shower? Have they ever invited you over for dinner? Think about it, people. Think about it. You said, well, Martin, I work hard for my money and I should be able to spend it where I want it and when I want it. And you're 100% correct. But why is it you so proudly spend your money with people that don't look like you? Then when it comes to people that look like you make excuses. You find everything wrong not to spend your hard-earned dollar with people that look like you. You make an excuse. And all they have to do is something wrong one time, you'll never go back. But you'll go back to AT&T, T-Mobile, ComEd. You'll go back to those companies when they wrong you, when they overbill you, Comcast. You'll go back to those companies, but you won't go back to your brother and sister. If your brother and sister sell you a blouse and there's a spot on it, you go back and you want to raise hell, and I'm not cussing, in the store and show out. Instead of just asking for exchange, this one had a spot on it. How could we work this out? So people, we have to love on each other. And when you love on people, listen, when you love yourself, then you can love others. But if you're not in love with yourself, you can't love me. You can't love your children properly. You can't love your spouse, your wife, your husband properly. And it's real talk, people. We live in a day and a time that we have to love on one another. We all have problems. Trust me, behind this smile, don't think everything is going right. There's some pain behind this smile. People want to walk in my footsteps, but they don't know what I've been through. They don't know my story. They want the glory, but they don't want the story. Listen, people, it's real. And I thank God every day for just giving me life. And I'm glad to be living in the land of the living. As we speak right now, somebody's probably fighting for their life in the hospital. Laying up in the bed, don't know if they're able to catch the next breath right now. But look at you sitting up there, you clothed in your right mind. God made death get back and behave. You in your health and strength. Don't nobody have to help you out the bed. Don't nobody have to feed you. You don't have no feeding tube down your throat. You don't have no oxygen in your nose or in your mouth. You are independent. God has blessed you. You are to be grateful. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You're grateful. And if you can jump in your car every day and nobody steal your car or carjack you or shoot you for your car, you ought to be grateful. Trust me, carjackings are on an all-time high, and they are happening every day. And some people lose their life over carjacking. So we ought to thank God, be grateful. And sometimes I sit back and I meditate. I say, God, thank you for everything. I know some things that I want, but guess what? My life ain't dependent on them. And if I don't get them, I'm still living. I'm still able to walk. I'm still able to talk. I'm still able to be in my right mind. So that's my testimony to you guys. Be strong, be loving, be kind, and show yourself friendly if you want some friends. You can't walk around here with your face all balled up and looking mean and expect people to speak to you, approach you. You're unapproachable. We are fighting against an enemy. We're fighting with the enemy within inside of us and the enemy outside of us. I call the number one enemy that's in us is fear. Fear. A lot of us, we operate on fear. Fear, fear, fear. That's what it is. All right, anybody got to say anything else? I'm going to get ready to get off this live. It's been about an hour or something. I just wanted to share some testimonies. I was feeling a certain way. I just need to hear some encouragement. And this show today, it gave me another boost. It ruffled my feathers and say, okay, Martin, you can make it. You're not the only one going through. God is blessing other people as well. Anybody want to say anything? All right. In that case, I want to say good night. Y'all know this is live, uncut, unedited. Make sure you guys pray for those that are in the hospital. Pray for those that are less fortunate. Pray for those that are bereaved, that's going through, that lost a loved one. They need our support. It don't hurt to, pray for somebody. Not pray on them, but pray for them. So, and pray for me, and let us pray for each other, that God keep us from danger, seen well as unseen. Because we need it, people. We're walking out here in the dark world, and some people are walking dead. You can't kill them because they're already dead. They have no hope. They're walking around with us with no hope and don't care about nothing. They're not operating in the spirit realm. They're operating without no feelings. They don't care about no God, Allah, Buddha. They don't care about none of that. If they feel like doing what their mind tell them to do, that's what they're going to do. God bless y'all. God keep y'all. Good night. Live, uncut, unedited. Peace out, people.